Welcome to today's paper reading. Today's paper is titled, RAG versus Fine-Tuning, Pipelines, Trade-Offs, and a Case Study on Agriculture. This paper was published on the AR14 preprint by Angels Balaguer and colleagues from Microsoft. In this paper, the authors explore two main methods for integrating proprietary and domain-specific data into large language models, LLM's Retrieval-Augmented Generation, RAG, and fine-tuning. RAG enhances the prompt with external data, whereas fine-tuning embeds additional knowledge directly into the model. The authors propose a comprehensive pipeline for both methods and analyze their trade-offs using popular LLMs like Llama 2-13b, GPT 3.5, and GPT-4. The pipeline involves several stages, including extracting information from PDFs, generating questions and answers, fine-tuning the models, and evaluating results using GPT-4. The study focuses on an agricultural dataset, an industry with limited AI penetration, aiming to provide location-specific insights to farmers. The results demonstrate the effectiveness of the dataset generation pipeline in capturing geographic-specific knowledge and highlight the quantitative and qualitative benefits of both RAG and fine-tuning. Specifically, fine-tuning increases accuracy by over 6 percentage points, which is further enhanced by RAG, adding an additional 5 percentage points. The study also shows that the fine-tuned model can leverage information from various geographies to improve answer similarity from 47% to 72%. These findings suggest that LLMs can be adapted to incorporate critical industry-specific knowledge, opening up potential applications in other industrial domains. The introduction of this paper highlights the significant advancements in artificial intelligence and natural language processing, particularly in the development of large language models, LLMs, like GPT. These models have evolved rapidly due to advanced deep learning techniques, large-scale transformers, and vast amounts of data. The paper also discusses the impact of AI copilots across various industries, such as healthcare, manufacturing, and finance, where they assist in data processing and decision-making. However, the application of AI in agriculture is still limited due to a lack of specialized training data and the need for knowledge of local conditions and specific crop questions. This paper introduces a new focus on creating AI copilots for industries requiring specific contexts and adaptive responses, starting with the agriculture industry. Table 1 compares the responses from GPT-4, Bing Chat, and an expert agronomist to the same query about the best times to plant trees and shrubs in 3 different U.S. states, Arkansas, Connecticut, and Georgia. GPT-4 fails to incorporate location-specific knowledge, giving the same generic answer for all states. Bing Chat, enhanced by a search engine, manages to adapt its answers slightly to each location, but the expert's answers remain the most precise and tailored to the specific agricultural conditions of each state. The methodology presented in this paper is structured around a pipeline designed to generate and evaluate question-answer pairs for domain-specific copilots. The pipeline consists of several key stages: data acquisition, PDF information extraction, and question generation. During data acquisition, the focus is on gathering a diverse and curated dataset relevant to the industry domain, utilizing high-quality repositories. PDF information extraction involves parsing complex PDF files to recover both content and structure, employing tools like Grobid. Question generation aims to create contextually grounded questions using the guidance framework, which provides control over input and output structures. Advanced techniques such as Retrieval-Augmented Generation, RAG, and Low-Rank Adaptation, LoRA, are employed to enhance the quality of answers and model fine-tuning. Tools and frameworks like Grobid, Guidance, and Face play crucial roles in the pipeline's efficiency and effectiveness. Figure 1 illustrates the methodology pipeline for generating question-answer pairs in a domain-specific context. The process starts with the collection of domain-specific datasets, followed by the extraction of content and structure from these documents. This extracted information is then used in the question-answer generation step. The synthesized question-answer pairs are employed to fine-tune large language models, LLMs. Finally, the models are evaluated with and without Retrieval-Augmented Generation, RAG, using various GPT-4-based metrics. Figure 2 presents an example of a PDF document from Washington State within our dataset. The document showcases the diverse layouts of PDF files, which often include a mix of textual and visual data. This diversity poses a significant challenge in terms of extracting not just the content, but also the underlying structure of the document. The example highlights the complexities involved in processing such documents, emphasizing the need for robust text extraction tools and advanced natural language processing techniques to recover both the content and its structure. In this section, we will discuss the datasets used in our study, focusing on 3 major crop producer countries: the USA, Brazil, and India. For the USA, we collected over 23,000 PDF files containing more than 50 million tokens, representing 44 states. These documents include regulatory and policy information, disease management, and more. In Brazil, we utilized the 500 questions 500 answers dataset from Embrapa, which includes questions from various stakeholders and detailed answers from specialists. This dataset is crucial for understanding agricultural nuances. For India, we sourced data from the Krishi Vigyan Kendra (KVK) Q&A portal, capturing 100,000 farmer queries across 27 states. This dataset includes detailed records of farmer questions and KVK responses, translated into English for analysis. In this section, we discuss the development of metrics to assess the quality of Q&A generation, focusing on fine-tuning and RAG methodologies. Key factors considered include the subjectivity in question quality, the need for context-aware relevance, and the evaluation of diversity and novelty in generated questions. We introduced several evaluation criteria such as relevance, global relevance, coverage, overlap, diversity, and fluency. Additionally, we outlined the model evaluation process, which includes assessing coherence, relevance, groundedness, and the completion of answers. Metrics like succinctness and correctness are also crucial in this evaluation framework. Table 2 provides examples of relevance scores for questions generated and present in the WA State Benchmark dataset. The scores range from 1 to 5, with 5 indicating questions that would be asked by a farmer based on the given context, and 1 indicating questions that would not. This scoring helps in evaluating the informativeness and relevance of the generated questions to the target audience. Table 3 presents examples of global relevance scores 1 and 5 for questions generated and present in the WA State Benchmark dataset. These scores are rated by GPT-4, a large language model, to measure the informativeness of generated Q&A pairs from the perspective of a farmer, without considering any context. The scale ranges from 1 to 5, with 5 indicating a question that would be asked by a farmer and 1 indicating a question that would not. This metric ensures the generated content is relevant and accurate to the target audience. Table 4 provides examples of coverage scores for questions generated and present in the WA State Benchmark dataset. The coverage score is rated on a scale of 1 to 5, where a higher score indicates that the answer can be more reliably extracted from the context. For instance, a score of 5 is given when the context provides specific information that directly answers the question, ensuring the model's output is grounded in the available information. Conversely, a score of 1 is given when the context does not directly address the question, indicating low answerability from the provided context. Table 5 presents examples of fluency scores for questions generated and included in the WA State Benchmark dataset. The scores range from 3 to 5, indicating a high level of coherence and sense in the questions. Notably, almost no values below 3 were obtained, highlighting the effectiveness of the fluency assessment method. Table 6 presents examples of coherence scores 1 and 5 for answers generated using a fine-tuned Llama 2-13B model and the expert answer for each question. The coherence metric evaluates the clarity and logical flow of the answers, scoring them from 1, lack of coherence, to 5, perfect coherency. This table helps in understanding the performance of the model and generating coherent responses compared to expert answers. Table 7 illustrates examples of relevance scores 1 and 5 for answers generated using a fine-tuned Llama 2-13B model. The relevance score measures how well the answer addresses the main aspects of the question based on the context, with a score of 5 indicating perfect relevance. The table provides concrete examples to demonstrate the difference between low and high relevance scores in the model's output. Table 8 illustrates examples of groundedness scores 1 and 5 for answers generated using a fine-tuned Llama 2-13B model. The first example shows a highly grounded answer, score 5, about the potential impacts of weed control on wildlife in Christmas tree farms, detailing both positive and negative effects. The second example provides a less grounded answer, score 1, about the benefits of quinoa, which, while informative, does not directly address the groundedness criteria as clearly as the first example. In this section, we delve into the experimental evaluation of various models for generating Q&A pairs within the context of agricultural data. The quality of these generated pairs was assessed using 3 large language models, GPT-3, GPT-3.5, and GPT-4. The evaluation was conducted under different context setups, including no context, context, and external context. Several metrics were used to gauge the quality, such as relevance, coverage, and overlap. Additionally, we investigated the impact of different context setups on model performance, evaluating how these setups affect the generation of Q&A pairs. We also compared how GPT 3.5 and GPT 4 calculate metrics for assessing Q&A quality, providing insights into how different models perceive and evaluate the generated content. Table 9 presents examples of succinctness scores for answers generated by GPT 4. The scores range from 1 to 5, with higher scores indicating more concise answers. For instance, the scientific name of the white pine weevil is given a score of 5 due to its precise and direct response. Conversely, a detailed explanation about the purpose of salting fish before smoking receives a lower score of 2, highlighting the inclusion of additional, albeit relevant, information that makes the answer more verbose. This table illustrates how the amount of extraneous information impacts the succinctness score of GPT-4's generated answers. Table 10 presents an example of a partially correct answer regarding soil health testing in vineyards. The answer covers several factors such as timing of sampling, interpretation of lab values, and focusing on soil functions to improve. However, it fails to mention the cost of testing, which is a significant factor. Despite this omission, the response remains comprehensive and relevant to the topic. Table 11 provides an example of a fully correct answer. This answer not only includes all the necessary information required in the response but also incorporates some additional relevant details, which enhances its correctness. As a result, this answer is rated as correct, demonstrating a comprehensive understanding of the topic and the ability to provide thorough and accurate information. Table 12 illustrates the types of questions generated by GPT-3, GPT 3.5, and GPT-4 models under 3 different context setups: no context, context, and external context. The no context setup provides no specific information, while the context setup includes the document's origin location. The external context setup incorporates additional context obtained through a specific process. The performance of these models is evaluated using metrics such as coverage, diversity, overlap, relevance, and fluency, with higher values generally being desirable except for diversity, where lower values indicate a more diverse set of questions. Table 13 presents the metrics calculated for different combinations of context and model. The table highlights that GPT-4 generally shows superior performance in terms of coverage and size prompt across all context setups. Despite this, all models exhibit similar performance in terms of diversity and overlap. GPT-4 has a slight edge in terms of relevance and fluency, indicating its effectiveness in generating relevant and fluent Q&A pairs. The table also notes that smaller values for diversity indicate a more diverse set of questions, which is a desirable trait. Table 14 presents a comparison of metrics calculated using GPT 3.5 and GPT 4. Key findings include GPT 4 achieving higher coverage ratings across all contexts, indicating better grounding of Q&A pairs in the context. However, GPT 4 scores lower in diversity and overlap, suggesting less semantic variation and overlap between questions and source text. Despite these lower scores in diversity and overlap, GPT-4 maintains higher fluency ratings, signifying more fluent and natural-sounding generated questions. Table 15 presents metrics generated for different combinations of context and generation methods. The only questions method consistently performs better in coverage across all contexts, suggesting it covers more ground when generating questions. The combined generation method generally has higher diversity scores, indicating it generates less varied content. In terms of relevance, the combined generation method outperforms the only questions method in all contexts, suggesting it produces more relevant content. Both methods perform similarly in fluency, indicating high readability and naturalness in generated content. Table 16 presents the recall rates at different numbers of retrieved snippets, top K. The data shows that as the number of snippets increases, the recall rate improves, indicating better recovery of the original excerpt. Specifically, with K equals 3 snippets, the recall rate is 81.5%, which is considered optimal for maintaining high recall without significantly increasing the input prompt size. This suggests that retrieving 3 snippets is effective for generating answers while keeping the context manageable. Table 17 illustrates the recall rates as the size of the face index grows by adding documents from various states beyond Washington. The recall rate, which measures the ability to retrieve the original excerpt, decreases as the number of documents increases due to more frequent collisions among similar snippets. Despite this, the recall at top 3 remains above 75% even when the index size expands sixfold from 573 to 3,888 documents. This indicates that the model can still retrieve relevant context effectively, even with a larger and more diverse document corpus. Table 18 presents the accuracy of base and fine-tuned models with and without the integration of RAG. GPT-4 stands out as the top performer when combined with RAG, achieving an accuracy of 80%. Fine-tuned GPT-4 further enhances this performance, reaching 86% accuracy with RAG. Vicuna also shows strong performance with RAG, scoring 79%. These results highlight the effectiveness of RAG integration and fine-tuning in improving model accuracy. Table 19 evaluates the succinctness of various AI models, including base and fine-tuned versions with and without RAG integration, on a scale from 1, verbose, to 5, succinct. The GPT-4 Plus RAG model stands out with a score of 3.2, indicating it provides the most succinct responses. However, fine-tuning the GPT-4 Plus RAG model does not enhance its succinctness. This table highlights the impact of RAG integration on response brevity across different models. Table 20 presents the percentage of fully correct answers generated by base and fine-tuned models, both with and without the use of RAG. This data is crucial for understanding the effectiveness of RAG in enhancing the correctness of model outputs. The table highlights the differences in performance between base models and their fine-tuned counterparts, as well as the influence of RAG on these outcomes. By examining these percentages, researchers and practitioners can better assess the benefits of incorporating RAG into their model training processes. Table 21 presents a comparative analysis of AI model responses to a specific question about the main concern of blowing dust from excessively tilled fallow fields in the low precipitation wheat production region of the inland Pacific Northwest. The reference answer is soil loss and air quality. The table highlights how different models, including the Cunha, Llama 2, and GPT-4, respond to this question with and without the integration of RAG. GPT-4 plus RAG provides a clear and concise response that directly addresses the reference answer, highlighting soil loss, reduced air quality, and health risks associated with inhaling dust. Vicuna plus RAG also offers a succinct response that aligns well with the reference answer, addressing both soil loss and air quality issues. This table serves to contextualize and elaborate on the performance metrics of various AI models in responding to specific questions. Table 22 presents the accuracy of base models and fine-tuned models with and without the use of RAG. The data reveals that the base GPT-4 model could learn only 47% of the new knowledge. However, with fine-tuning, this percentage significantly increased to 72% for the fine-tuned model and 74% for the fine-tuned model with RAG. These figures represent the upper limit of new knowledge that the model could learn, given the data it was presented with. Table 23 provides insights into the comparison between Retrieval-Augmented Generation, RAG, and fine-tuning in the context of large language models. RAG is highlighted for its effectiveness in improving accuracy when the data is contextually relevant, such as in interpreting farm data. It has a low initial cost due to the creation of embeddings but can increase prompt size and output token size, making it more verbose and harder to steer. On the other hand, fine-tuning delivers precise and succinct outputs tailored for brevity, making it effective for learning new skills in specific domains like agriculture. However, it comes with a high initial cost due to the extensive work required for fine-tuning on new data. The table underscores the trade-offs between these two approaches, emphasizing their suitability based on the application, data set size, and available resources. This study has established performance baselines for large language models, LLMs, like Llama 2, GPT 3.5, and GPT-4, particularly in the context of agriculture. The evaluation of Retrieval-Augmented Generation, RAG, and fine-tuning has highlighted their respective strengths and limitations. RAG excels in improving accuracy with contextually relevant data, such as farm data, due to its low initial cost in creating embeddings. However, it can lead to verbose outputs. Fine-tuning, on the other hand, offers precise and succinct outputs tailored to specific domains, though it requires significant initial effort. The study also initiates a pipeline for applying these techniques across various industries, starting with agriculture. Future research should focus on refining our understanding of LLM's capabilities, combining RAG and fine-tuning effectively, and exploring multimodal fine-tuning opportunities. Thank you for watching.